Hello, America. AJ once again with an additional edition of the V videos. I'd like to talk to you right now about the recent media barrage against the Pastor Jeremiah Wright of Barack Obama. First of all, let's get some things really straight about what the pastor said. America did bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and we never batted an eyelash. We have been the source of all kinds of upheavals and nonsense and mess in the Middle East and other countries. When South Africa was steeped in apartheid, we did nothing. During World War II, the United States, the great United States of America, herded Japanese American citizens into camps, into concentration camps. And then let us not forget, and this really gets into the heart of Pastor Wright's whole speech, etc. Let us not forget the fact that Americans were embroiled in slavery for many years in this country, to the extent that black people in this country have only had some semblance of freedom for the past 2 to 3 decades. For real, or maybe 4 decades. It took 300 to 400 years for black folks to even start getting recognized. And even when there was some effort made toward that recognition back in the early 1700s, etc., white folks got busy and put in the Jim Crow laws and all kinds of other things, making up voting rules so that black folks couldn't vote. The press needs to deal with this truthfully. If they're going to get on Pastor Wright, if they're going to berate Pastor Wright for simply being a proud black person and a person who is not going to continue to tolerate this abuse by white people, and a person who is calling out all of the derogatory things, not even all of them, some of the derogatory things that this country has done, and if that is being negative and racist, then they need to address that with the public. The press needs to bring that out. Why don't you investigate slavery? Why don't you investigate them corralling Japanese Americans during the Second World War? Why don't you corral them hanging people in the South, the deep South of the United States of America, simply for hanging black men just for looking at a white woman, or hanging people in general just because they didn't like something that they did. They didn't have to commit a crime. They just had to do something. I don't know what the problem is with this. It's just another example of the press, the media in the United States of America, taking something that is utterly ridiculous and making nothing of it. If you really want to deal with something, why don't you talk about the fact that these things come up will encourage Americans who are those Americans who have tendencies towards being bigots to be even greater bigots. It will encourage some conservatives who are afraid of showing that they're cool with black people to lean toward the bigots. It will even encourage some Americans who aren't that bright to get scared because they think that this is another example of a violent or irrational black person getting ready to do something. The fact that the media is jumping on this the way they are, to me, is just another example of the atrocities that America has imposed upon black people, Japanese Americans, and other peoples, not only in this country, but around the world. And if you don't like it, America, stop doing it. If you don't like it, stop doing it. But do not pick on Senator Barack Obama because his pastor happens to be a man of worth and strength, a black man of worth and strength, and you don't like it. I'm AJ. We're out.